Hi, my dear children. Good morning. Hope you are all fine. We had learned the different arguments against democracy in our last class. Here in this module, here in this section, we are going to analyze the arguments for democracy. What are the positive parts of democracy? Why democracy is a better form of government? Let us start this part by taking one incident from China. China had a terrible famine between 1958 and 1961. Nearly 3 crore people died. During those days, India's economic condition was not much better than China. Yet, India did not have a famine of the kind of China had. Economists think that this was a result of different government policies in two countries. The existence of democracy in India made the Indian government respond to the food scarcity in a way that the Chinese government did not. If China too had a multi-party elections, an opposition party, and freedom of press to criticize the government, then so many people may not have died in the famine. This example brings out one of the reasons why democracy is considered the best form of government. Democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of the people. A non-democratic government may and can respond to the people needs, but it all depends on the wishes of the people who rule. If the rulers don't want to do, they don't have to act according to the wishes of the people. A democracy requires that the rulers have to attend to the needs of the people. Democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government. There is another reason why democracy should lead to better decisions than any non-democratic government. Democracy is based on consultation and discussion. A democratic decision always involves many persons, discussions, and meetings. When a number of people put their heads together, they are able to find out possible mistakes in any decision. This takes time, but there is a big advantage in taking time over important decision. This reduces the chances of rash or irresponsible decisions. So, we can say that democracy improves the quality of decision making. Let us analyze the third point. In any society, people are bound to have differences of opinion and interests. These differences are particularly sharp in a country like ours, which has an amazing social diversity. People belong to different regions, speak different languages, practice different religions, and have different castes. The conflict can be solved by brutal power. Whichever group is more powerful will dictate its terms, and others will have to accept that. But that would lead to unhappiness, no doubt. Different groups may not be able to live together for a long in such a way. Democracy provides the only peaceful solution to this problem. In a democracy, no one is a permanent winner. No one is a permanent loser. Different groups can live with one another peacefully. In a diverse country like India, democracy keeps our country together. Democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. Democracy is based on the principle of political equality, on recognizing that the poorest and the least educated has the same status as the rich and the educated. People are not subjects of the ruler, they are the rulers themselves. Even when they make mistakes, they are responsible for their conduct. Democracy is better than other form of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. There is no guarantee that the mistakes cannot be made in a democracy. No form of government can guarantee that. The advantage in a democracy is that such mistakes cannot be hidden for a long. There is a space for public discussions on these mistakes, and there is a room for correction. Either the rulers have to change their decisions or the rulers can be changed. This cannot happen in a non democratic government. Democracy can be divided into two: direct democracy and indirect democracy. Indirect democracy is also called as representative democracy. If all people participate in the day to day decision making procedure of the country, it is called as direct democracy. But in representative democracy, that involvement will be through our representatives. The most common form, the most common form that democracy takes in our time is that of a representative democracy. In the countries we call democracy, all people do not rule. A majority is allowed to take decision on behalf of all people. Why modern democracies are representative democracies? Direct democracy is not an ideal solution in a largest populated country. Getting the opinion from all the people is not practical at all. Modern democracies involve such a large number of people that is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. Even if they could, the citizen does not have the time, the desire, or the skill to take part in all the decision. That's the reason why the better solution, the ideal solution is having a representative democracy. What is the role of a citizen in a democracy? Be active, be alert, be enthusiastic. The fate of the country depends not just on what rulers do, but mainly on what we as citizens do. In fact, most non-democratic governments would like citizens not to take part in politics, but democracy depends on active political participation by all the citizens. This is the this is the only way through which we can strengthen our democracy. Hi children, hope you understood this part. You have two questions to be answered. The first one is regarding the positive side of the democracy. Think all those points and explain in your own words. Second one is about the classification of democracy as a direct and indirect. Why modern democracies are representative democracies. Thank you.